Advantage Auto Parts, 21 Thompson Street, Montego Bay. We continue to protect you from high prices. Get your bumpers, AYB, HID, LEDs, radiators and fans, AC compressors. Telephone 876-952-6109. The time by Advantage Auto Parts is
8 for the 3.
Feel it in your heart and feel it in your soul. Let the music take control. We're going to party, live it, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along. We're going to party, live it, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing my song, hey, all night long.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is the Entertainment Buzz.
Hear me told ya.
Yo, yo, yo.
What them say? Up to the buzz. We don't know. And the buzz.
you know how we roll.
This is the Entertainment Buzz. Further on in the buzz.
That is why they pirate our things. And them searching and searching. Like boy, just wanna give them away.
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back in time.
Sky, are you? All the respect them eyes open. Like a flag. Hear me now. So bounty. Dig it well.
Entertainment Buzz are the real thing, man. Sight.
And now, our feature presentation.
Yes, sir. We want to say a very special welcome to the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. Want to say big up to the peeps locked in right now across the island and around the world. And those of you who are logged on our social media platforms, welcome.
We'd like to make sure we want to say a special hail to our friends who are logging on our social media pages. Feel free to follow us on our social media pages. Instagram, IRIFM_JA. Twitter, IRI_FM. And of course, join us on Facebook at IRIFM. Just simply IRIFM. And we want to say hail to everyone. We're going to ask people. There is, for the folks who don't know, there's a weather event happening across the country. So we're going to be asking people to make sure they stay safe, they stay dry. There should be increased rainfall across the country today, well, Wednesday evening into tomorrow. Yeah, so we want to ask everybody to make sure that they stay safe. People who actually use the seas, the ocean people, make sure that, especially for small craft advisory, it's in effect. The seas can get choppy, so just be safe. It's raining here. It's stopped, but it was, it was making an event a little earlier. So asking people to stay safe. Exciting night tonight. We're popping like
it is.
Yeah, man.
Exciting conversations, and of course, with our music artist and our main guest
Alphani.
a little later on.
Yeah.
Yes, and Richie Stevens
Richard.
coming through the EBUZZ tonight.
Yeah.
How do you want to get into the hot topics?
Bounty's 50th.
I know you were in attendance.
I was.
So talk to me. What I've been hearing is that, there was this nice feeling of camaraderie and togetherness among the industry players. But what was the vibe like for you? What was your experience?
So sad, just like that. It was, I think one of the beautiful things I liked about that event, it was, we've been trying to pull some information out of Sharon Burke and our friends from Digicel last week about who will be performing, what can we expect. And I realize now why they didn't give out a lot of information about it. It is because it really was to be a surprise. And trust me, it was a surprise in terms of just the plethora of artists who came for support. It was spontaneous, it was fun. It had a lot of little excitement, along with, it's a partnership with Digicel, and Digicel was promoting a new, I think it's called a platinum or a platinum SIM card or something like that. I didn't quite get all the details, but you can win $1 million each time.
Nice.
Right. And then on top of that, it was also celebrating, what do you call him, 50 caliber. I saw Harry Talia call it 50 caliber. So there was a mix of great acts who came, the Lali, Shaggy, Spice, Chiching Ching, Voicemail, and a host of others. But I think what was great for me was towards the end, the artists, Bounty has taken a lot of artists to the forefront. Those artists were there. Members of Scare Them, members of Monster Shack, Ghost, General B, Harry Toddler. It was just, back in the day.
Real 5-star general business.
But them all on stage. So, Amanda said, take a piece, Conscience, and this and that. It was really, really good. And I think Bounty was feeling it. But you want to see him step on stage, in an element,
No, he was. I saw
Bounty.
the video clips as well. And also big up to the patrons because they braved the weather and, purses stayed, they waited and because they wanted to celebrate 50, which is a significant moment for Bounty Killer, in his career. I mean, it's his birthday. So fans really weathered the storm, literally to watch him, and big up to those persons who went out and, supported the celebration. It was a good look.
One of the things that I liked about A Good Look is that there was some sort of a catalog of all the things that he has done over the years. And some of them, I didn't even remember that he was so integral in so many, artists' career. And some of them didn't break the way that they should have, but they were still very pronounced in the dance hall. And on top of that, it was just a vibe where, one of the nicest sets. And I mean, it was Renaissance. Jazzy T from Renaissance when he came up there. And of course, our very own Sparks. Sparks was one of the hosts and she mashed it up. Miss Kitty mashed it up. All of them. Bishop Escobar. Escobar. Yeah, they all did good. Tanya Stevens also went up too. Represented really well. So
Cargo. I saw clips of Cargo, Popcorn, Jashi.
So all of them. It was good. I was trying to be very proactive by trying to get out before the crowd got too
That
thick.
didn't work.
No, it did. Because you know what I mean? Me move. I move.
Yes.
But when I was driving out, then I saw the big crowd coming. I said, my goodness, I think my timing was perfect. But it was very good. So big ups to Rodney, 50 years. And he says he's no longer cross, angry, or miserable. He's calm, cool, and collected.
Wow. Absolutely love it, man. And definitely you can get that, just from his aura, whether it is through his social media post or he's doing an interview. Yes, there are things that he's passionate about, but you do get a different Rodney Price.
You know what it is too? One of the things that I see about him, he's appreciative. He's appreciative of the love that he's getting and the support. And it resonates in his personality. And when you see him, and hey, I saw him, but I know him to all know him, not see me. The crowd that was around him. Me say, yes, man. See him say, what the term? He mean I'm Aki. Right up there, sir. He was having a good time. So big up,
yes,
Rodney.
absolutely awesome. Now, also inside the hot topics, we have to say big up, of course, the Spice.
Yeah.
Today, June 15, the New York City Council's Black, Latino, and Asian Caucus honored Spice with the International Music Ambassador Award for her outstanding achievements in music. So, she's doing it on the international stage on a big level. So big up to Spice. It's a big deal.
And this is going to be a great segue. So, big it up to Spice. So, big up Spice. And we also have a big up, literally. So, we are going to be talking about the We Believe Gospel Fun Day concert. And we have online Prince Hall. Prince, welcome.
Welcome to the Buzz, Prince.
Prince, you there? All right, we're still looking for Prince. We're talking about the We Believe Gospel Fun Day concert. I think it's going to be happening at the Turtle River Park. So let me see if we can get Prince on the line here. Prince, you there?
Yes, everyone.
Ah,
all right. Welcome, Prince. Good night.
I know Prince. I know why you never come on right away. You were praying. You were praying, not true. You were doing a gospel prayer.
Yeah, and I was.
But so it sounds absolutely exciting. We see the flyers. The promo is running across Irie. But tell us, is everything good to go for We Believe 4th edition Family Fun Day and Gospel physical and virtual concert?
Right.
Everything is good to go. Good night, everyone. Listeners can kick a shame and go on.
Respect every time.
Everything is good to go. We are excited to know that we are trying our best to do what we can to help someone to have a better way in this life, and that's the main reason why we are doing this concert this year, is to help those who are in need, to get the people off the street,
wow,
so that they can have a sleepover era.
It's your
that is our main object, and we are happy, excited that things are looking great so far.
It's the 4th edition of this Fun Day. What can we expect in terms of your entertainment package? I want you to give us a couple of things. One, I want to know what time gates open, what's the admission, and then what's the package? What can we expect when we get there?
All right. So thanks for asking, Mr. Boone. So we have in the morning, starting at 10, we have a family fun day. And the reason why we're having this family fun day is our fathers in this country and in the world have lost their way somehow. Right. We are bringing back a Father's Day only so that the fathers can take their rightful place in the home and in the society at large by taking out, taking the entire family out to have a good day with his or her daughter, the mother taking the father out and say, I am giving you a gift on your Father's Day, taking the entire family out. And we are going to have bunch about rides. We're going to have all sorts of different activities, over 25
attractions,
different activities for our kids to enjoy. And after that, we're going to have gate opening for the concert at 4 p.m. We are hoping to start the concert at 6 with a pre-concert, and then we are going to have our main act on the concert starting at about 8 o'clock and so. But we start the concert at 6 with a lot of our local acts, and then we move into our international act.
Who are the people you have on the concert in terms of?
We know you're on it, Prince. You know you're performing. Who else is on the lineup?
Who else is there?
Well, we have one of the newest uprising international artists that the world has now been seeing. His name is Osby Berry. Osby Berry is an excited artist, powerful artist. He was supposed to be on the concert last year, but he had some issues with his family, and we sent him back up. We did not. He came, and we decided it's best to let him go back and be with his family. And because of that, he's coming back. It's here. We have also another artist from the States, Eddie.
Prince, are you there? You're going in and out a bit. I think something is wrong with the connection.
Are you moving around, Prince? Because your transmission is in and out.
Okay, I will stay at a spot now.
Yeah, man, you can't walk up and down. Yeah, we can't hear you, but don't move.
Okay, yeah, man. So I'm saying we have also Eddie and Eblet. He's also an American artist who is doing very well on the international market. And we have our own Joan Fleming, who is a powerful person, as you all know. We have Oda Isabella. We have also Arthur J. We have Ukudu. We have also Unity Singer. So we have a mixture of both local and international artists, which I think is the best lineup of gospel artists to ever grace our event. Since it has started.
What's the admission, Prince?
The admission is $2,000 pre-sold, $2,500 at the gate, and the LP is 3,000.
And where do we get tickets?
And tickets are at all the Fontana stores, all Fontana stores island-wide, and also Ultra Pharmacy, and also North Coast Pharmacy in St.
All right. Prince, thank you so much for talking to us. And of course, it is the 4th edition of the Family Fun Day. It's going to be at Turtle River Park, as you say, and we're getting ready for a day of blessing, right? The We Believe Gospel Fun Day concert. Prince Hall is who's been telling us a little bit about it. Thank you, Prince, and we wish you all the best with the concerts. Yeah, see you, sir.
Sir Bones and Ashima. Thank you guys also.
All right, all the best, Prince.
Respect. Yeah, man. So, a little good news coming your way right there. Right. All right, so, boy, I tell you, have you been hearing what's been happening with or some of our artists that have been flying abroad and getting banned and getting all sorts of skeng to be in particular? So
due to protocols.
And gunmanship.
Right, so...
So
yes, go ahead.
So the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, has weighed in on the recent banning of skeng from performing at public events in Guyana, saying that the developments have left him feeling ashamed. What are your thoughts on what the Prime Minister has said?
Do you want us to play the clip?
Let us do that.
What has happened to us as Jamaicans is that we are being defined by some very limited things. You know, wap wap and chop chop and ensure and all of them. All of those things have their place, but they can't define us. We should not allow that to define us. It is an embarrassment to me when another country say, I don't want your artists in my country. It's an embarrassment. And we see it trickling down into the fights in the schools. We are concerned. We are very, very concerned and worried about it. But we are also very concerned and sensitive about government's intervention, because the first thing you're going to hear is censorship and who don't like musicians and all the other nonsense that you hear them talking about. But at the same time, the fabric of our society is deteriorating.
Your thoughts?
Okay, so he said a few things. So let us first look at the skeng issue. Right, so with skeng being barred from Grenada, and all of this happened as a result of a show that was held last month where during his performance, patrons actually fired shots and, you know, they were acting absolutely wild.
Salute.
No, right, so in the first place, I think the promoters of that specific event are at fault, because there should have been the necessary measures in place and protocols to ensure that patrons in general, including the entertainer, are safe. So you will ensure that no firearms are allowed inside the venue and that sort of thing. Based on the action where everything seem or appear that it is being left at the feet of skeng only to say, you know, he's at fault, they're banning him, they don't want him to perform in public spaces anymore, irrespective of whether or not skeng goes to the country. Guyana will still have the problem, because the persons who fired shots during the stage show, I presume they're still in the country and they are Guyanese. So I think it's more a situation where you have to address the problem at the root instead of just a surface issue. In the same breath, it's their country and they're allowed to make their decision, but it is unfair, in my opinion, to lay the blame squarely at his feet for that specific incident that happened at a concert. Your thoughts?
Well, I tell you, the message in the music, I've seen the reaction across many different platforms, but speaking specifically to Guyana, I can't, but I realize that in terms of the whole situation of firearms, let us say that to me, this is a problem across the board. You're going to have people that will say no weapons allowed. Let us say the promoter says no weapons allowed. Somehow a weapon won't go in there. Anyway, depending on the security at the gate or somebody, but there's going to be a weapon in there. And some people do have weapons. Sometimes it's the same, you wouldn't believe it, you know, but sometimes the same security guard love the song and bust a shot too, you know. who is actually allowed to have his gun in there because he's protecting and he's patrolling. One of the things that I have noticed, I think I said this some months ago, where the music and the messages in the music is quite powerful. Not blaming, and it's freedom of speech. You're an artist. You're allowed to there's a
but
time.
There's also a social responsibility. We get that.
I'll never forget. I was at my place in the country, and a little youth was there, and he seems to be very loving the music. He loves the music. He just a sing. So I say, you know any gospel song, my youth? Him say no. Skeng, I who him love. So I say, okay, which one I skeng? And he could have tell me every single solitary one, and he knew the songs word for word. And that is something that it is, we have to understand. Can anybody tell me why that kind of music is so popular? Why is it holding the market the way it is? Why is it having the effect?
Is it just today though? Like if you look at the music industry, because in truth, it is not just a no problem. Yes, you're seeing where things might, because there is a generational shift as it relates to what is happening. You do have persons who absolutely cannot relate to the youths of today and what they're doing. But was it a similar situation when there was a transition from veterans? Tracing back from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s coming down, and with each generation there is just this, what is wrong with them? Where are they taking it? I mean, is that a similar situation? No, because we know that it's not novel.
No. Here's the thing. There is a generational shift. And there's a generational shift in many ways. One, the dissemination of information. It is much quicker than in the 60s, 70s, and so on. So the effect and the popularity of those kinds of songs, any kind of songs, is actually much easier now than before, because you have the tools of social media and the internet and other things. And on top of that, but to me, the music now, in terms of the generational shift, is the barbarity of it. It is just, you hear someone say, like a Shabba will say, I'll up all of the gun, them, make them shine and Chris, whatever. And him start singing. But these songs these days are graphic. They're more graphic. They might talk about this lodge up in a man head top, and it is just, the barbarity of it is a lot more.
Next level.
And then on top of that, the barbarity is high, and then the dissemination of the information is even higher, because it's just so easy for it to get
accessible.
out there. It's accessible. Because back in the day, everybody turns on their radio or they turn on a TV. Now everybody just have a phone. And once they have the phone, they have the information and they get it right away.
Not only that, but back then, the probability of getting unwanted information was slim, because you could turn off your television, you could turn off your radio, and that sort of thing. But no, it is on your feed, it's on your timeline. And for instance, how Instagram is these days, you don't necessarily have to follow somebody for their content to be on your feed, and it will just pop up. So that's a solid point.
You're absolutely right. Me just get into some of these social media things, but when I hear you say, I know that I am not following certain people, but their information comes to me just as quick. So it is a little bit of the term that you mentioned, generational shift, and it's a generational shift in many ways. One, the information gets out a lot quicker. And on top of that, the music, the content of the music is more barbaric. I find it very barbaric.
And not only that, but each generation takes it a step further.
Exactly. That is it. And when it gets to the point...
And look at you using the slang. That is it.
That is it. No, I'm a lie. But as I said, we'll never tell a lie. Always on camera. That's how it go. Right.
You're on point.
I'd probably make a mistake and say normal. Is it non-truth? Something probably uptone it. But I mean, that is the problem we're having now in terms of, and I do believe that there's a spill-off in terms of what the Prime Minister said, in terms of, he was saying that a small thing, he doesn't want this to define who we are. But it is quite prominent, because it is because of this content It is because of the popularity of the artist is why they're being demanded to go to all these countries to perform. People
And
want
in the same breath, like you made mention of that point, he did isolate Wop Wop and Ensure.
Yes.
For example, as it relates to Wop Wop, I know a lot of persons, including myself, initially when it came out, are saying, you know, what is this? What is
I
this
still
Wop
don't know
Wop
what it is.
that Skillibeng came out with?
Yeah, I know,
But
yes.
with Wop Wop, he has created waves in the UK.
Yep.
He's in demand. He is now in the US. And with Wop Wop, he is not only representing himself, but he's representing dancehall and the culture.
You're right.
With Wop Wop.
You know, it is so weird because it's sort of a paradox in a way because we're talking about the content, we're talking about what these guys are putting out, but because of what they're putting out, it is bringing them popularity, it is bringing them fame, it is actually putting the country on the map. I don't know if it is in a positive way, I don't think so, but it is. They are out there and they are representing. And when you see them and the way people react to them on
But
stage,
the generational shift is not just happening in Jamaica.
Worldwide.
It is worldwide.
Yeah.
So when you see how patrons are reacting to
Responding,
to Wop Wop, for instance, I mean, it's wild. It's almost as if Skilly's on stage with the clips that you saw in UK. And he literally was barely performing because they were just singing his song word for word.
Yeah, and here's another thing that I find funny is I don't necessarily, as a broadcaster, I don't like the content of the music. I really don't. But let me tell you something. The flow, the lyrical style. I absolutely love Skeng's lyrical style, the way he flows. But why me just don't like what him sing sometimes? It's
too graphic.
It's just too graphic, barbaric, and that.
But then, and when you look at also Ensure and the Wop Wop, and these are some of the latest trends, and you see what is happening in the dance with Briscoe's Ensure and how persons
things
are taking it literal.
Crazy.
Would you say that these trends are helping or hurting the genre?
All I know is that these trends are influencing a lot of things. Because I've seen where, let us go to even a generation before. I don't even call him a generation before. Look at Cartel. When Cartel starts singing about bleaching cream, not sell like bleaching cream. When Cartel
Clarks
sing,
as well.
And Clarks. Right now, everybody, even though people still want Clarks, and it's the way, so yes, it is artistic, it's artistry, but it also has a strong influence on, depending on, how people are socialized, it'll influence what they do or what they would respond to. So I know there is some of them going to say it's not my responsibility, the parents need to do this and so on.
And which is right. Parents do have a responsibility and they have to ensure that they execute their responsibility as a parent and not rely on the music and television and other elements to grow your child or children. Exactly. In the same breath, I think we all have a social responsibility. Similarly, we are here on this platform and then we are cautious and conscious of what we say and how we say it, because we understand that what we say and things that we put out or promote or endorse can influence individuals.
You're absolutely right. I think that's where we can cap it. We have our music artists online, and on top, but I tell you, it is important that people need to be careful in terms of what they put out, and it's so powerful. This is how you know how powerful this business is of music, because people love music. People love what it does. It relaxes them. It gives them a stress relief. It makes them feel happy. When you hear some of the songs, some of the same people will take up what they hear in the songs and go do it. And it's rough that way. That we have to be very careful in terms of what we put out, especially to the youths. But as we say, the parents need to, do their job also.
And what do you do about this generational
they're rough. I can't
shift?
That shift.
It is happening. It is happening. It's moving and we're experiencing it. We're seeing it and it's happening in real time at our fingertips as well. You're getting the content.
Well, every week we provide a platform for a young talent, up and coming. We call it our music artist. And he is one of the young talents also, but doing positive. His name is Alphani. You know, used to call him Alphani. I mean, I say, what kind of name that Alphani? But
yeah, you know what?
I was inclined to
say Alphani.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So it is Alphani.
Alphani. Okay.
And of course, young youth. Very happy to have him. So Alphani, welcome to the EBUZZ, my brethren. How you doing?
Blessed good night, DJ Bones. Kishima Francis.
Yeah, man. Big up Alphani.
Love the name. All right, so Alphani. How did the name Alphani come about? How did you get that name?
You know, say, to tell you the truth, Father Bones, that day, I'm there, me and my girlfriend, I scroll through the internet, and she book up on one part of the name when you're Alpha. So,
right.
Me say, you know, say, night. And I saw the name come by and it just connect.
But how the night part coming? Because Alpha kind of means boss, male, you know, figure, a strong figure. How the night part come in?
Yeah, because me did I try to look a suitable part at the ending through the Alpha.
Right.
So, yes, so, and the suit this part I find is nice, so we just left it there. So,
Okay,
so it's Alphani. Okay.
Yeah.
No, talk to us about when you started to pursue music seriously. Like you say, yo, that thing I'm want to do, you know, this is it.
Really, 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, and to 2014, we take it serious.
Right. So what was it from? So you started in the music from 2008?
2008, yeah.
But so how it take us so long to take it serious? A whole heap of years that, you know?
What happened?
What was happening between? Yeah, what was happening between 2008 and 2014?
All right. What happened in 2008? Me did one look clash in my district with one other young artist like me, and it cause one kind of vibes, so me kind of rest it. Cause me see the violence where it a push, so me kind of brace it for a while and get that time span there.
Long time span.
Yeah, because them time me just out of school and me did a try to focus on the big master my career in a different farm.
Okay.
Yeah, so
give it a break. So
yeah.
Take us to 2014 now. What happened right there so when you decided to take it serious? How did that happen now?
I start gas on Ghetto Bash and the people want to say, oh, you're bad, you know, youth. And I say, yeah. And I start, when me reach home, I start laugh to myself. And I say, oh, Jano, yeah, man. And my brethren, they say, oh, take it serious, man. And I saw till I made this today.
Okay.
So, talk to us about, because we know how the music business is, and especially, you know, like you start or you stop or you get back in there. Luckily for you, you got the encouragement from your friends who tell you, say, look here, go ahead and do it. But share with us some of the challenges that you experienced during, you know, your journey trying to get your break.
It never struggling. Because, all right, me have a brother where a selector and him keep in my music selector.
Right.
And he always I say, yo, the song them bad. Make, you see me about me go the positive side. Because me used to sing the gangster way. And I beat down fence and my brother show me say, yo, that energy now I'm working at today Jamaica, you know. But me did feel a way through him tell me that because I get the beat down fence and
the forward.
Yes. But no, when we really carry it on the positive side, I say it really worked for you. So more me not get to tell him, say, brother, me see the part where you did try to direct me. Yeah,
nice.
and
so you see what's happening now in terms of when you go the positive road, it may not get the bang down fence, but it is a longer and more sustainable road. Talk to us about what you're promoting now. What is Alphani promoting now?
Yeah, we are promoting this song called 18 and Over, where I get a bag of airplay.
Right. Tell us how that song came about. What made you do it?
Father Bones is a long story, you know.
No, we don't have all night, but try tight. Right.
Make it short.
You know, all right, me end up a one local session. Event dance and one girl. Cause me used to just neat and in my clocks and you see me bossy boy style. So me pass a Father Bones, me see this little girl a close mommy. You see me? Close mommy and me I say yo, and my friend them I say yo, generally, yo, she like you know. But she body look big and thing, you know, Father Bones. Yeah, so when me and her I got left out of the dance now, my brother run come back. One of my friends come to me and I say, yo, she a look up at me, you know, she just look big, you know. And it inspired me to write this song where me promote now 18 and over.
Wow. So how old was she?
She was 15 at the time.
Ouch.
But she big. And she dressed big, so she could have fooled anybody. Yes,
Wow.
Father Bones.
I tell you. That's absolutely amazing. Talk to us in terms of, so 18 and over is the song you're promoting. Where is it available online, digital platform, where we can get it? We're going to give the listeners a chance to hear it also. But is it available online? Can we buy it online right now?
Yeah, it depends on Spotify, Audio Mac, iTunes.
Depend all of them.
Yeah, social and YouTube. All of them so far.
Nice.
So what you're saying in the song, like 18 and over, like what kind of lyrics you're able to put down in it?
Kishima Francis, me would I love if you listen to that song there.
We can play.
You can play.
Make we hear it.
Make we hear it.
Yeah.
All right. This is Alphani, 18 and old. 18 and over.
Indeed. Yeah. Hey, you are some man out the road out there. Well off touch underage. Fire we a burn pan them. At fire we a burn pan them. 18 and over, 18 and over. Bring your ID. Your age paper. 18 and over, 18 and over. Me I make sure before me enter. Baby girl, me know you know the child abuse thing. In a court is a serious thing. Me know say you like me and thing, but respect this when me sing. Girl, you're too young, girl, you're too young. Take a book, one side and sit down. Girl, you're too young, girl, you're too young. Me no want no police, we hunt me down. Hear me now, me know say you look nice and thing. You eat broad and your waistline slim. Stop take me with a smile, girl, chill. Come in and go down the road. 18 and over, 18 and over. Bring your ID, your age paper. 18 and over, 18 and over. Me I make sure before me enter. Baby girl, me know you know the child abuse thing. In a court is a serious thing. Me know say you like me and thing, but respect this when me sing. Stop force it, girl stop push it. Stop say me soft, no that's not it. Me I protect myself from jailhouse, me quit. Me nah follow some boy cause you look thick. Little girl, go on home to your parents, little girl. Now run it down one day to go come girl. Now this try your future through the hype girl. Understand, go on home 18 and over, 18 and over. Bring your ID, your age paper, 18.
No, sir, man, so bring your ID and your age paper. So is that now a criteria when you're meeting any ladies now?
Yes, Father, I want me to protect myself because to what catch me at the event. Want sure she have to have something for sure.
All right. So musically, what you hope to achieve, Alphani?
Well,
You might calculate. All right. So what are your future plans? What do you hope to achieve in the music? Like how you put out this song now. Any other plans you have coming up?
Yeah. I have one project released in June. In the last half of June.
Yes.
One song named Clocks.
Oh yeah, say.
Yeah, where I go run this summer.
You talk run this summer?
Yeah.
Man cartel come out of jail and say you take away song, you know, man. Oh.
All right. Do you have a management? Who's your management team, or is it just you and your girlfriend doing it, or you have a team and team?
No. Yeah, I have a management team. I signed to Indeed label.
Okay.
Indeed record. Yeah.
You have a social media handle. Let us say somebody hear this song and want to work with you. Say, yo, you know me need to get to Alphania. How can we get to you? Tell us your management and tell us about your social media if you're on Instagram and all them things there.
All right. The management team is Indeed Record. Underscore. Underscore Indeed Record.
On where? Where is that? Is that which platform?
On every platform
Instagram. Okay.
All of them. Okay. All right. And then how them find Alphani now?
Yeah. If you find me on YouTube, you have Alphani underscore music, and on Instagram and Alphani underscore music.
Just like that.
All right. Well, Alphani. Oh, go ahead, Bones.
I was going to ask you have anybody you want to big up before you go?
Yeah. Me I say I want to big up the whole Indeed Record team. Big up my brother Paul Ellis. Big up Jaggy. Big up Lethal. Bam River, Marant Bay, Jarris, and Bones.
Yes.
And Kashima. Yeah. Me have work I do with L.A. Benjamin and Omar Douglas.
Yes. And remember, say you have a music video coming out too. And you know, tell me about.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you your own things.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
The music video song. The music video true it not really finalized up yet.
Yes.
Edit and everything we know. So me never do. But it released in the month on every platform as well.
Okay. All right. Alphani, we wish you all the best with the musical.
Alphani.
Big up yourself. We wish you all the best with your musical career. Keep doing it, you. I admire your confidence. One thing with you, you're confident. And keep it up, brethren. Nobody can believe in you except you. So, keep doing it, my brother. See?
Yes, Father Bones.
Blessed.
All right. Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Alphani. Yeah, so I'm telling you, I feel tired. I feel like I want to go watch.
You want to go to At the Movies?
I want to go.
I think we should go.
Yeah.
Here is Maisha Browdy with At the Movies.
Here we go.
Lights, camera, action. Hey, movie lovers! Welcome to At the Movies. I'm Maisha Browdy. Netflix is recruiting participants for a reality TV show inspired by its most popular series of all time, Squid Game. However, it will not be life or death that is at stake, as depicted in the South Korean dystopian drama. Instead, 456 recruits from around the world will play games where the worst fate is going home empty-handed, missing out on a $4.56 million prize. And Netflix has renewed the series for a second season. The follow-up had been in development, and Netflix brass, as well as the series writer, director, and executive producer and main cast, had teased the return of the show following the runaway success of the initial installment. With 1.65 billion views in its first 28 days of release, Squid Game currently holds the record for Netflix's most watched series by a wide margin, and the Korean drama did it largely through a strong word of mouth. Meantime, some Jamaican fans have expressed mixed reactions to the news of a second season. Some say they are not extremely excited for the new season, while others can't wait for its release. One fan said she's expecting that season 2 will continue the trend set by the first season.
I'm expecting the same amount of excitement and suspense, and even more. I'm expecting it to be engaging, and I'm expecting it to be just as fun as the other one.
Still on the movie scene, Disney's new movie Lightyear, an offshoot of the Toy Story franchise, faces bans or restrictions in parts of Southeast Asia and the Middle East over a scene that features a kiss between two women. The animated film opens around the world this week. The United Arab Emirates has banned Lightyear from public screenings, and Malaysia has asked Disney to cut several scenes from the film before it can be shown in local cinemas. In Indonesia, the nation with the world's largest Muslim population, the chairman of the film censorship board told the New York Times on Wednesday that the kissing scene could potentially violate a law that prohibits movies that show deviant sexual behavior. It's now time for this week's Top 5 movies. At number 5, we have Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. At number 4 this week is Morbius. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent takes the number 3 spot. At number 2 we have Hustle. And in the number 1 spot again this week is Top Gun Maverick. If you love great movies and series, go ahead and add these to your watch list. That's a wrap. Join us next week for more exciting movie news. For At the Movies, I'm Maisha Brody.
All right, so that's At the Movies. The only lady who gets me to watch a movie more than so is when Maisha say, watch this.
You know what I'm going to start doing with you? I'm going to start asking you to tell me about the movies you're seeing.
I see a lot of movies.
Effective next week. Don't worry about it.
Oh, no. I watch a lot of movies. Look, I watch so many movies. The problem is the duration of the watch.
Okay.
I will see the headline or the preview.
And then you fall asleep?
No, that's where I left it. That's when I get bored and move on. I don't have attention span with movies. But I watch sometimes when I have time, but I don't really have time. What we really need to find time for now is our main artist, our main star, or that's what I like to say. I say Richard. When I talked about it before, I never say Richie. I say Richard. And Richie said,
True.
Every time.
Look
and
here.
So,
what I can say is that stay positive. Valley.
If you don't stay,
reverse the curse.
No, I was gonna say you have to stay positive, or you may drop down in the valley. And then you may
have to reverse the curse.
You have to reverse the curse. Yeah. So sometimes these things will happen to you, but all the songs work. I tell you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's our distinct pleasure and honor to have Richie Stevens with us tonight as our main artist. And of course, Richie's in his darkers. Yes, when he put on him darkers, big things that Ow!
Look. Purple shades. Richie, welcome.
Richie, where you everybody? How you doing, man?
But there, I'm feeling good. I mean, I listen to you as a comedian with Ashima right there on the side here. But I tell you.
Richie,
like Bones and I were talking, before you come on, we were talking about Valley, stay positive, reverse the curse. It feels as if Richie is digging deeper these days, with your philosophical views and opinions. So I want you to talk to us a little bit about this journey that you're on as it relates to the 3 singles that you have released thus far.
All right. So this is really a nice opportunity to talk about music and my way forward.
Yes.
First of all, I must say that I'm one of my biggest critics. I criticize myself harshly when it comes to music because I know that a lot of us, veterans, a lot of us who've been in the business for a long time, we tend to believe that we are masters of the craft and we don't need to do things differently or learn new things. And I find that to be not good because I also realize that the style and the way of doing things can leave you. If you're not careful. So I try to reinvent myself a lot, and the way I do that is to try to write better songs, try to come up with more current melodies, and try to spend more time to record songs, because usually when you're getting older, people tend to want to park you sometimes, push you aside because them say, boy, I tell them Monday, do it already. And because most of us, blessed to have so many wonderful songs, we're not getting better at the songs. So when you're doing something for so many years and after a while, you're not scoring bigger songs or doing better songs, people tend to want to just listen to your older songs and not your new ones. So I bear all of them things in mind, and every time I try to write a song, I just sit and try my best to do some better songs than what I used to do before. That is no secret. That is just my way of dealing with it.
Well, I tell you something, Richie, in terms of, we were having a conversation before, in terms of the trend of the music now. We were talking about pretty much what has been happening in the dance hall. In the dance hall thing these days is chop chop and wap wap and a couple other things going on. Maybe, maybe a waka. You might be cut down some grass, but appear chopping and go on. Appear chop chop. In terms of I know you're quite cognizant of what is happening in the dance hall now. I wanted to get your thoughts on what you see happening, and then in contrast to what you are doing now, because what you're doing is like an upliftment in terms of the music, the message, the quality, and so on. We're not saying the production of the other songs are bad. I just think, me personally, don't like the messages in those songs. But I wanted to get your take on what you think of what is happening in the music now, especially in the dancehall space.
Okay, well, let me tell you this. When you mention chopping, I mention the dancehall. I'm no stranger to the dancehall. Right. I go to the dancehall a lot.
Right.
Because I love to get a first-hand view. I love to hear for myself. I love to see what the audience responding to, what they're not responding to. So I go to the dancehall all the time, because you have to stay on your feet and to stay competitive. You have to go to these places to see what's going on.
Right.
So I know about the chopping, I know about everything. And one thing that will never go to style, Bones, is a good song with good lyrical content. When you sit and you write a song that will connect with people based on what you're writing. It's reality is the greatest thing now. Let me tell you this. I've been in the business for several years.
Right.
When I left school in 1984, I went straight on the bandstand. So that is what, 30, almost 39 years now.
Wow, I thought that was your age. My bad.
Wow.
No, that's not the age. That's just a stage in my life. But so I went straight on the bandstand, and I've been in the business from ever since. And guess what? I've had a hard, challenging life. So my experience is enormous as it relates to life.
Right.
So I remember years ago when I was very young, and somebody was interviewing Bob Marley, and they asked Bob Marley a question. So tell me something, why your songs are so outstanding? They're so well written. I mean, your lyrical content is above board. What is your secret? He said, I don't have no secret. I never make up a song yet. All I do is just write about my life and what I go through.
Right.
So I kind of adapt to the same principle. And recently I been thinking out of the box lyrically to just write some lyrics that mean something to people. When I wrote that song Valley, the kind of comments and the kind of compliments that people give to me is different from what I've been getting all through the years.
Right.
And it really inspired me. And not just that. Recently I went to a show in Baltimore. Big A was the MC for the show. It was one of Bridget who keep the show. And we went to the show and I was performing. Right. And in the middle of the performance, I decided to just change things. And, the people were showing me a lot of love. So I kind of just feel comfortable and just jump off into the crowd. And in the middle of the crowd, I decided to sing Valley. And when I start singing Valley and really start going to it, because it was an emotional experience for everyone. Because when I started singing it, I kind of made a little speech at the intro that everybody was just fully attention. And when I start doing the third line about my son at my gate, and when I look, I realized that a lot of people in the crowd were shedding tears. And I started getting emotional and decided to move away from that spot, because when me get emotional as a performer now, then it will affect the show, because it can't go on with this fully emotion.
Right.
So I move away now to try to get away from there and go back to the promoter and Big A to the side of the stage to kind of just ease away from that. When me look for them, yeah, full of water too. So it was a really moving experience. I mean, it really sent a really strong message to me that, listen, keep on this part, do what you do. Keep on giving them some more of these songs, because they're touching people. I remember that we're going through a time right now we are a lot of people not really sure about what tomorrow will bring for them. None of us sure, but some people are more unsure than some. So songs like these will resonate with people in these times.
Right.
After I left that show, I went into my hotel room and I was there and I was kind of reflecting and thinking and said, boy, Father God, thank you, because I'm really experiencing some different vibration after so many years in the music industry. And I'm there thinking to myself, and that was when the song Reverse the Curse revealed itself to me. You know, so whatever it is that's stopping me from living to my true potential, I needed to be reversed. Because this vibe that I was experiencing at the show is exactly what I need to do. It is living up to my expectation to a lot of people, because people come out and say, listen, that performance was very moving. I mean, when I finished performing at that show and I was taking pictures backstage,
right,
a lot of people gathered around and they were just being very personal and just talking to me like our friend and we know each other for years. It was really special.
So Richie, while you talk about, you know, how these songs are impacting people, and then from listening to your story, we realize that they're not just coming from the surface, they're coming from a deeper place. Of these three different types of flavor that you're giving us, Reverse the Curse, you know, Stay Positive, and Valley, of these three songs, which one do you resonate with the most? You kind of have that connection with because of what it signifies.
All right, so Valley is one that I would say is a very, very special song to me. I mean, some lyrics in that song that is personal. Remember when they killed my son at my gate? They tried to drive me mad, but in God I put my faith. That's a very serious argument.
Right.
You see, adversity is not such a bad place to be, because when you're in adversity, that is when you learn some things that you wouldn't ever learn unless you're in that position. You know, your friends, then when you're caught up in adversity, that are the college where your knowledge grew extensively. In a school, you never learn in physiology that the heart is the dirtiest part of the body. Those lyrics are true. Those lyrics are coming, them lyrics that come from the depth and the core of my soul. They're not just fictitious things that you put on paper and then go sing. As a matter of fact, I didn't even write those lyrics. Them lyrics just flow while I was in the studio making up the song. So I know it is a special song, and hence why it is moving people like that when I perform it live. Stay Positive is also a very important song, because no matter what you go through, it's very important to stay positive. Most of the time, if you don't stay positive, you will lose yourself. And if you lose yourself, you lose everything. So you have to stay positive. It's very important. And you can't borrow from tomorrow, nor stay in yesterday.
I agree with you, Richie. So we're going to stay positive. We also have to stay paid. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
It's Tile Arcade. Grand opening sale starting May 2nd. New location, Bogue Industrial Estate beside Mavi Santi Builders. Sale on wall tiles, floor tiles, porcelain, and more. Call or WhatsApp 807-8840. The Tile Arcade, creating beautiful homes. The time by Tile Arcade is...
It is 9:31. If you're just joining us, it is the EBUZZ. And of course, with us tonight is Richie Stevens. And he's giving us such a pictorial of what's been happening in terms of his latest musical efforts. 3 bombshells in a row. And I'm telling you, let me tell you, Richie.
Can I tell you something, Bones?
Yeah.
A little birdie told me that Richie is working on an album. So Richie, talk to us. Is there any truth to this? Are you working on an album? Do you have a title for it? Any collaborations? Because
I'm closer to it. I'm closer to it than you think. Yes. I hope he's.
Ow! Yeah, man, there's definitely an album is in the works, because people are calling for it. And I am the kind of artist who right now I have about 4 or 5 albums in the studio. I'm always working on songs.
True that.
You understand? Whether I'm working on an album or not. It's like my 9 to 5 every day to just go in the studio, whether I write a song, to produce a song, or to do a voice. I do music almost every day. So I have some songs there, but I'm still trying to create new songs because this new energy and this new vibes, a lot of people been talking about it. They love it. They love what they're hearing. And I'm gaining a lot of new fans, believe it or not, a lot of new fans.
Well, I believe that. And of course, you mentioned something about it's your 9 to 5. I believe it's your 24-hour. Because what I've seen how he works, he has an idea and he's right there to put it down.
I mean, it's just such a wonderful thing, Kashima and Bones, to be in an industry for so long and still able to, or still given the chance to really do what I love and to
the passion is there.
People are latching on to the new songs. You understand? I mean, Reverse the Curse is not even 2 weeks old yet.
No. And it's and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Yeah.
It's amazing. I just have to just thank God, you know, man. Yes, man. God really loved me. I want to say this publicly. God really loved me. I mean, it happened. So many things happen, and God just always there for me. And you know, God didn't know. I mean, the strongest soldier get the most pressure, and God is just always there. I tell you. Because who would have thought? I mean, right now, this song there's so many new things about the songs. It's the first I ever do a song, and within the first week, the amount of special that I do from this song is amazing. You know, the amount of requests for different things, whether it's interviews, whether it's jingles, special, people just want me to just sing a line for them to play on the radio show. I'm talking all over the world, you know, it's just amazing. So I keep the prayers going, man. I keep the prayers going. I really pray a lot about a lot of things.
It is safe to say, based on the impact of from these songs, that the album, the project that you're working on, how would you describe it? Is it songs of a similar vein, something that people will find motivating, inspiring? Is that the direction you're leaning towards? Tell us a little more.
Yes. The album will be a kind of positive, uplifting kind of album. However, I'll still throw in a little
mix.
Lovers Rock. I will not leave out the foundation. You know, people know me for that music, so I'll still throw one or two in there. And you know, mostly positively uplifting music. And that, you know, gospel is the same thing, positive and uplifting, roots and gospel and a little Lovers Rock. So pretty much.
I have an idea.
I'm really spending time just to really make it be an album. I would say my best yet. You know, I'm trying to achieve that.
Richie, I have an idea, and I want you to tell me if you think this idea makes sense. Do you think it would be wonderful for our listeners to get a treat of a little smorgasbord, a little mix of Richie Stevens in the night here? Just a couple of songs. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was a nice idea, man. Anything for the listeners, you know, man. Anything for the listeners.
You see that? Say, ow! So we're going to give you a little...
Hold on, before you go to that, man. Yeah. You have to control the ow, you know. You can't just ball it out, you know.
But me now, ow! Like somebody step on me to me say, ow!
No, you have to control. You have to say, how?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here all week. All right, so guess what? Let's give you a little mix of Richard, as Bounty would say, Richard Stevens. Here we go.
I'm trying to get close to you, my love. Love, ooh, shaped by me. And would you believe I've lost the race again? But I'm coming again, cause I just gotta get in. Cause I'm trying to get to you, to you, to you. To break the walls away is as obvious as the colors of your hair. And would you believe that I really care? Cause I'm trying to get to you, to you, to you. Oh, I tried writing letters, but they all came back unopened. Guess you thought you'd be the same old thing again. she's never danced before. Just a champion girl on a Saturday night, looking for the time of her life. Nothing in this world wouldn't phase her at all. They all say she's crazy. Dancing all night long to her favorite song, posted in the latest style. People talking this and they're talking that.
What a fashion!
She's wicked and wild. She's a lady, lady on down the line. She's never danced before.
Pot I cook everything I see my done. Fish I steam with the okra for the gum. Then I mix up the apple and the plum. Don't let me down, don't let me down. Make sure you're fit and you're ready when you come. Strong like a lion, this a boy I can't done. And if you ever make me sit by me wrong, bed broke down, bad pulling out the pen. Yeah, me no afraid you coulda bring all your friends. Me not go run, me I go stand up till the end. Cause me and boy we take Antoinette and Paulette and Suzanne. Bad pulling out the pen. Yeah, me no afraid you coulda bring all your friends. Me not go run, me I go stand up till the end. Cause me and boy we take Antoinette and Paulette and Karen. Style and pattern a pattern. You have be wicked in every position. Poop a lick, bump flick if you can. Don't let me down, don't let me down. No lazy body can't walk in out the plan. You have it fit, you have it skill, you have it drunk. Cause when the plumber start, we pipe iron. Place broke down, bad bullying out the pen. Y'all me no afraid you coulda bring all your friend. Me not go run, me I go down up till the end. Cause me and boy we take Antoinette and Paulette and Karen. Bad bullying out the pen. Y'all me no afraid you coulda bring all your friend. Me not go run, me I go down up till the end. Cause me and boy we take Antoinette and Karen.
For sweetness and everyone knows I go crazy for ladies who dressed in tight clothes. Just love when her body is curvy and smooth. I get bad or so mad when I'm into the mood. Cause me my life, the sugar and spice, like fire and ice, I will sacrifice. Cost me the band, the house and the land, money in the bank, I've gotta get it right. I've got a weakness for sweetness and everyone knows I go crazy for ladies who dress in tight clothes. Just love when her body is perfect and smooth. I get bad, I go mad when I'm into the mood. Pass me the band.
Take time, yeah.
I'm ready to go, baby. Anywhere for you.
You know something, man. A Valley and them song them in the do are you?
Stay positive.
Stay positive.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm drop one of these. Lollipop, you gotta drop some of those songs, man. But that mix was great, eh? You remember all them that boy? I tell you, Richie, you bring back a lot of memories right there, brother. Some of those songs.
But there, I listen to me and I can just remember.
Yes.
When I visit Seaview Garden and check Killer them time the Killer just a start off.
Youth. You remember this one? Let's listen to this one, Richie. Turn it up, Lollipop.
Wake up and live in the moment. Stay positive. Live your life with confidence, I say. You can't borrow from tomorrow or stay in yesterday. So no fret about the future, no live in the past. Just live it up now and live it up. Life is a blessing. It is the ending. Just as long as your heart's still pumping, you should be smiling and giving the glory to God, ever sure, everlasting. People try, but them just can't stop you. Father got you. Jah never fear you, yeah. So live your life with no regrets. Every trial is a lesson learned that you should not forget. All the trap them set, them think that instant death. They never knew that Jah was waiting to protect. Wake up and live
You can't walk. You have to just stay positive. What
Look
a
here,
tune!
this is my song. Can I tell you?
I have Stay Positive. I have Valley. I have Reverse the Curse. I think I like them all. That is just.
But this is my fave, Richie. This is my fave. Stay positive. Absolutely loving that one. But do you have a release date in mind for the project? Are you thinking about sometime this year or later on?
Yeah.
It will be towards the end of August.
Nice.
Okay, wow.
This year.
Yeah, man. We're going to the end of August this year. Yeah.
About touring, you think of touring, especially the singles that you have out now. Will you be doing any kind of promotional stuff overseas for them?
Yeah, man. I have a couple things in America.
Right.
I just got back from doing a couple.
Right.
And I have a lot more, especially during the summertime. Is Golden Jubilee, Diamond Jubilee will be celebrated all over by Jamaicans. So because of that, we have a whole heap of nice events to do. And so I have to give thanks because, as I say, we've been around for many years and people still request us to do the work, So we give thanks. We give thanks, man. Always a move. So that's nice. That's really nice. Yeah.
And as you speak of events, I know I remember seeing you at Bounty Killer's 50th celebration. What was that vibe like for you, Richie?
Youth. Talk about me,
youth. It was great. I want to yell up Killer. I tell him the night. I tell him after the night, and I will say this now publicly. It was a very well received,
awesome
50th birthday, man. It was nice and it truly deserved it because I was down there observing a lot of things. And one of the things that stood out to me clearly is that there's a lot of entertainers there and Bounty Killer responsible
for them.
For so many of them, who are big artists now who are doing well and looking after themselves and them family. So you can't stop greatness, Greatness is greatness. And when a man getting him accolades and him flowers, now you just have to just feel good for him. So big up Bounty Killer. Anyway, the brethren, be proud, feel proud. Digicel really do a nice thing.
Yes, they really
look like a hero on that night. Believe me.
No, they really went 100% for Killer.
Yeah,
and
man.
I think when I was telling Kishi, because we're actually talking about the concert.
Matter of fact, I've never seen nothing like this before.
No, I haven't.
I've never seen nothing like this before.
When I see a lineup, Richie, where you have a smorgasbord of artists from all parts, all different sectors of the dancehall, a Shaggy, a Spice.
Just for everybody, man.
Just everybody. Because I think what I enjoyed was that 90s section towards the end there, when some of the Monster Shack and the Scare Them members were on stage, and they were just vibing off each other, Ghost and Conscience, and it was just absolutely fun, and to watch it unfold the way it was really good.
What I love is the little man from Callaloo Bed Bridging. Drought, everybody who is anybody down there.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
That was
from the political sector, the entertainment sector, the business community. Everybody just down there. Everybody.
It was good.
And salute to that. Salute to that.
Awesome.
Well deserved.
We're looking for another collaboration. To me, and this is just me. Whenever Richie Stevens and Bounty Killer collaborate. It's just a magical synergy. I don't know. Bounty, I don't know.
We have a beautiful song
coming up.
That would be for his album.
Wow.
Me love it, him love it, and it's really, really a nice song. Really a nice song, but I guess you won't hear that until
it's time.
It's time. But Richie, something that you've said numerous times throughout the conversation is just, your ability to reinvent yourself, and you have been in the industry for so long, and one of the things that you mentioned earlier in the conversation is just being able to be strategic, kind of go to the dances, go to the spaces, look and see what is happening and apply it. What advice would you give to veteran entertainers, persons who have been in it for a minute, but sort of stuck in their ways and in the same breath, complain about what is not going their way?
Right. Well, when you reach certain age and certain stage in the business, you have two roads. It's either you're going to give up or give it all you got.
And after the second
things
one,
will reach you naturally, where some people gonna treat you like your time up. You're not what you used to be.
You're not relevant.
Whatever they think.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you must not allow anyone to define you. Right. Don't allow anyone to decide your destiny and when you should stop and when you should go. You have to just keep believing in yourself.
Right.
One thing though, you have to try and improve what you're doing, because if you're not making better songs than before, you're not going to make hits. And that is just a reality of the business. So I would advise my brethren them. We talk all the time, and you know, me say my little 2 cents. I know everybody can be open to, because some people don't take criticism too well. Right. You understand? Right. But some of my brethren them, I know me can talk to. We reason and them advise me too, because that is part of how I keep doing my thing. I listen to everybody. You understand? Say what you want to say. If you want to compliment me or criticize me, say it. Let me hear what you're saying.
Right.
Because I will be able to know if what you're saying is something that I can learn something from or something that makes sense. You understand?
Right, right.
So going to the dance hall is a paramount importance for me in my creative doings, because you get inspiration from just being in there with people. If you lose the connection with the common man, then you lose everything as a creative person.
That is so true.
You have to out there and listen, and you see what people are moved to, you see what them now move to, and you take away from that is that, hey, nah, do that, you know, because I see go on last night and the people them come out for the dance floor. Right. You understand me?
Right.
Or me have to go listen more to that while going over there. So because when saying that, I'm not saying that elder artists must try to go on at them young and try to involve in all of the thing with the youth them do. Right. No. But you can certainly learn from it.
True.
You can learn from what is going on, because creative ideas come from the simplest of things sometimes. But if you lock away and you're not going to no dance no more, and you're not going to no gathering, then you're going to lose that ear on the ground kind of approach to the thing. Because you say some things that nobody even understand what you say, because of them things they are saying now.
Right.
You understand? And of them melody they are use up anymore. And of them words them are right again. So it's very important to, if you want to be able to compete, because believe it or not, if you're still in the business, you're competing. So if you want to be able to compete, you have to stay on the toes. So that's my advice.
No, you mentioned being in the dances. You know what I want to find out from Richie Bones?
Tell me.
You are a dancer yourself, right? When you're doing your performances, we know you've got moves. Now, between Lolly, Ding Dong, and others, you know, we have a slew of new dances now. We are bust the place. Can you do any of these dances? Lego the bird.
Rifle walk. Don't forget the rifle walk. Rifle walk.
I can't see Richie doing that one, but we can definitely see him do the rich walk. I mean, what's your go-to dance move
the Richie walk.
Right, so most people don't know, you know, I started out as a dancer, you know. I was a dancer before I started singing.
What? You hear how me say we know you can dance. So going into the
I did not know that. What?
No, man. All right, let me go even further.
Yeah.
My father was a dancer.
What you say?
My father used to dance to collect him lunch money to go to school.
No, you
see, understand me?
Only on the bus, you're learning these new things.
I grew up in a Westmoreland, in a place called Russia. I used to have a little dance group, and we go dance at night time. Same thing like my father. You know, the funny thing, I didn't even know my father.
Wow.
It's when he turned big man, I know my father, but guess what? I was following his footsteps without knowing him.
Genetics.
Yeah,
genetics.
So it was just magical and amazing when we finally catch up and I know my father now, and his journey is basically the same as mine. So anyway, I appreciate and love dancing very much, because when dancing done right is one of the most beautiful things to look at. You know that?
Definitely.
So, no, but believe it or not, I know every move.
Especially a salsa move there in Spanish.
What is your go-to move, Richie? What's your favorite move to do? What's your favorite dance move right now?
My favorite dance move. All right, I love Shambhala Rock. Shambhala Rock is a wicked dance. It's very easy and it's very cool, and it just makes you look cool doing it. When you are doing Shambhala Rock, it look good. But you see the leg of the bird and all them excited thing there. It's nice though.
Yeah, but you let go the bird him now come back. I fly him fly away, God.
Ding dong,
Bones?
stir fry.
I like the bones. The bones is the one I like from Ding Dong.
Can you do the bones? It's a whole heap of movements, you know.
Yes, but
it's a whole routine.
It's so simple, you know. It is not hard. It's just
okay,
that, you know,
bones ravers.
Yeah, ravers. You got ravers, you know, not rivers. Yeah. Rivers is 8 rivers up the road. Ravers.
But dancing is key, man. And
yeah.
me believe too.
Yeah.
When you're performing on stage, when you dance, people appreciate it, man. People love it because people pay them money to come get
it. Adds to the set.
Entertained.
It adds to the set. It really adds to it.
So it's very useful and it's a good look when you're up there and dance. People like it. People love to see you sweat. Right. You understand me?
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you, Richard, it is always great to talk
pleasure.
to Richie.
Yeah, man.
Richie, you see it, man.
Looking forward to the album. I know you didn't give us a title for it. I mean, you have a name for it or not yet?
Well, I have a toss-up between Valley and Reverse the Curse.
You can name, Richie, name the album. Ow. You can thank me later.
Ow.
Ow. No, you said we must shout it over after the.
We don't decide on the name it. It's still in the works.
Right.
Maybe we come up with a tune tomorrow and the album just name that. You never know.
Well, one of the things we have to tell you, Richie, is that you have been working assiduously, working very hard, especially in terms of the music, the bombs that you've been dropping, just one after the other recently. We just want to big you up, give you the kudos for that, because we realize that, hey, you're taking this thing to a really different level in terms of what you're putting out. And
what's beautiful, Bones, I was in Chicago about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Performing, and this white lady came to the show. And she meet me after the show and said, boy, she been hearing some stuff with me lately, and that's the reason why she came to the show, because she love roots artists.
Right.
All of the Rastaman will go to Chicago, she go watch them and thing. And she admits that she never really seen me in concert before, but them new song, caused her to buy a ticket and say she have to come see me and have to come take a picture with me and things. So when I say I'm gaining new fans, it's real talk. It's
literally.
real talk, you know?
Literally gaining
and
new
the
fans.
song Reverse the Curse.
Definitely.
It's a very, 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 very special song to a lot of people. It's like the soundtrack of many lives. You know, because when we say reverse the curse, you know, don't get me wrong now, we don't talk to nobody, I will be away. We are saying, whatever it is, because you know you have a lot of curse that is placed on people. You have financial curse, you have relationship curse,
right.
You have job curse, where some people can't hold a job, some people can't hold money, some people can't stay in a relationship. So whatever it is, we're asking the Father to reverse it and send it back to sender, because there's so many things that people can do to put a curse on you. Right. You understand me? So we're saying reverse the curse, and they say, ask and it shall be given. The scriptures say, too much is given, much is expected. So you have to make sure that you stay clear, you do your work. You just mentioned about working hard. I've been working hard from the elite school from 1984.
But
when I started out, this was on the North Coast. I started out as a roadie where we used to set up the band, and then log out wire, plug in wire, carry the box them.
And then Elements band.
And then after that, even down at Area FM there, you know, one of my first gig was down at Area. I used to work for Carl Young, you know, as a 16-year-old youth, you know.
What?
Yes, man, some serious reality. So that them time the Area FM was just an idea.
Right.
There was no Area FM, not even the Area FM building was there.
Bono Nunos, you work for.
My history, yeah, man. White
Bono
River,
Nunos. Yes, man.
Down at Duns River Falls. So my history is very wide. There's a whole heap of things.
I know. You shared your journey on the road to success, and 1 hour couldn't suffice.
No.
I'm just remembering the Element Band now and Cosmo and
oh my, that was university for me, my youth.
Cosmo still have a bass guitar for me, you know. But I'm sure I go check him. Yeah. I'll know you still have a bass guitar.
Let me not
play a bass guitar.
Yes, he plays.
I'm play
he
keyboard
plays,
too.
seriously.
Yes.
Well, me never hear him play keyboard, but
Yeah,
see him
man.
pluck some strings.
We haven't seen that first. We haven't seen that first.
I saw them, but yes, my waves are way out of time, right?
But Richie, it's always a pleasure, whenever you come on and link with us. We're looking forward to the album and keep the singles flowing. And, we love the path that you're on. And yes, stay positive. Your words.
Yes, man. Well, we give thanks for the opportunity to come on and talk. And, we always like to let people know what is going on, because without the support of people, we wouldn't be able to live and live comfortably, So we just big up the people, and thanks for the support, thanks for the love. Keep the positive vibe going, get yourself out of that valley, stay positive and pray to reverse whatever curse you think that might be on you. That we are dealing with. Ask and it shall be given. God answer prayers.
So true.
I am in a position to tell you that God answers prayers. So just make sure you pray to reverse whatever curse. Reverse the curse that we are dealing with right now.
Couldn't be said better. Richie, thank you so much, my brother. Good having you. And of course, this will happen again, because I know you have a lot more to tell us all the time.
Yeah, yes, always. Always.
Sure.
Enough love. Richie Stevens is here. And of course, give thanks, Richie. Always a pleasure. And of course, we're out of time pretty much. So
we are.
We are time. So we want to say a very special thanks to everyone who made the buzz possible. We want to say thanks to Richie Stevens. We also want to say thanks to our music artist, Alphani, for coming on tonight.
And also want to say a big thank you to the entire team.
Yep.
Thank you to our production assistants, Shamara Preston, Vivian Stewart, Jody and Dawkins, technical operator DJ Lollipop, studio engineer DJ Kamar, telephone operator Jody K. Tucker, and of course Peter Broadba, keeping social media connected. Thank you.
Join us next week for another exciting edition of the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I am Kishima Francis. Guess what? Muta Baruka is up next, and he will be collaborating with producer Mad Professor to create a new album, Bones. So, of course, we can look out for that album in 2023. And Muta is currently on an African liberation tour in England. So, good stuff.
Yes,
Big
Rasta.
Up yourself.
Big
Muta
up
Baruka
Rasta.
is next.
Muta is up next from England. Big up.